Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not in temptation, deliver us from the wicked one. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, deliver us from the wicked one. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done as it is in Shamaim on earth. Our praises to the power.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. This is your Akazaki Yahu, and I start this broadcast as I would start any broadcast by first of all giving all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say shalom wa baruchim. That is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together. And we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm joined this afternoon by my most esteemed Kenanaya. Shabbat shalom, Aki.
Hey, Shabbat shalom, Aki. Shabbat shalom, Yasharal. Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam, yes indeed. Rise, Israel, rise. Yes indeed. All praises to the Father. We're gonna get directly to it. We got some reading ahead of us this Shabbat day, and we're gonna begin by finishing up the book of YIRMEYAHU, starting with chapter 50 through 52, and then we're gonna proceed to the letter of YIRMEYAHU, and we'll double back to Lamentations as well as the book of Baruch. All that this afternoon. So we got some reading ahead of us. Most High willing, we'll get through this nice and smooth.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to begin with the book of YIRMEYAHU, chapter number 50 and verse number 1, prophecy against Babylon. The word of Yahuwah spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by YIRMEYAHU the prophet. Declare you among the nations and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken. Baal is confounded. I don't even know what that. I don't hope that's not something evil.
I think it's the dragon. Or
okay, Khan. Yeah. I was wondering about. Okay, Khan. Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there came up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. In those days and at that time, saith Yahuwah, the children of Israel shall come, and the children of Yehudah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek Yahuwah their power. They shall ask the way of Zion with their faces thitherwards, saying, Come, let us join ourselves to Yahuwah in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. Khan, we definitely seek to be back in the covenant, our single covenant that we are promised in this old day, in the last days. We cannot wait for that day to come. Verse 6. Khan. You got anything else?
No.
Okay, Khan. Verse 6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from the mountains to hill. It's like they're going from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. That's exactly where we are. All right? That's exactly where we at right here today. Our people don't have a clue what's going on. They just dilly-dally, going around, defending Caesar, talking about stuff they don't even research, dug into, nothing. Just endless, fruitless conversation. Instead of listening and getting understanding, they're dealing with a lack of knowledge and pride. Proud to lack knowledge, proud to not know what in the world is going on, but they got everything to say and nothing of any substance. Verse 7. All that find them shall devour them, and their adversaries say, We offend not, because they have sinned against Yahuwah, the inhabitants of justice. The habitation of justice, even Yahuwah, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, to be as the he-goat before the flocks.
Slakia.
Oh, yeah.
Back on verse 7.
Okay.
So all that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries say, We offend not, because they have sinned against Yahweh. So, I've said this before, when the Europeans, met many of the Arabs in Africa, asking them about who we were as a people, this would be what they would tell them. And, our people have fled from east to west and south, and we've been followed by the same people that we've always been fighting against. Whether it was the Berbers who would be part of the Ishmaelites and Midianites. All of these other peoples who have been around the area have followed us and continue to oppress our people. I was just thinking about that when you had read that before.
Khan, yeah, and appreciate that, because I think I read it as all that that will. I think I read that as future, but it says all that found them have devoured them. That's just like this is what's already happened.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, putting that in proper perspective, that was insightful there. Yeah, and so much of the history that we've been that's been lost. That all it takes is a little bit of dig, a little bit of Google search,
Yeah, come.
and you can find out pretty much almost anything you want to know. Truthfully, we're in the age of information, and this internet. You know, us making this video, reading these scripts, it's able to go everywhere. Anybody in the world can find this and listen to it and follow along with us as we read it right here on the screen. Um, so same thing because information is just so widely available. Ignorance is a choice,
Come.
and you know, if it means that you need to take a class and learn how to use a computer or learn how to use the internet, then do that. You can do a lot of those things for no charge, for free. So, um, ignorance is really on you because the information is here. So let's
Indeed.
continue. Yes, indeed. Our praise to the Father. Verse 9. For lo, I will rise up and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From there she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as it shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. And Chaldea, Chaldea,
Chaldea.
oh, Salaki. Okay, Chaldea, Tolaki. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All the spoils, all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahuwah. Because you were glad, because you rejoice, O you destroyer of my heritage, because you have grown fat as the heifer at grass, and blue and bells as bulls.
So the Abba is pronouncing judgment on against the people who he sent
Right,
against his people, but again, they have laid hands on his heritage.
right,
This is not something that has just happened once. This is something
right.
that has continued. There are people today that have laid hands on his heritage.
Kind, and it's always important to reiterate that um, Abba didn't go to the evil king of Babylon and make a deal with him. Abba didn't say to that evil king, "Go and discipline my people for me, and I'll give you a reward." No, it's in a man's heart to do what it is he's going to do. Abba just knows what's in his heart. He knew that he would go out and try to conquer everything that he could conquer, and he knew that that would bring him to Israel. He also knew that because of our evil and the wickedness that we had done, he was not going to protect us from this evil king.
Come.
Because if he had been with us, then that fella would have got his behind kicked and sent back into his own land. Matter of fact, he would have been put under subjection to the Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
Had he come at the time of, which I know it's a different time frame, but if Dawid would have been in charge when he came, there would have been no talk of the Chaldeans or the Babylonians having any type of rule because we had the authority at that time.
Yeah, they might have been mentioned in a song of triumph by
Exactly.
Yahweh.
Exactly. God, 100%. 100%. So yeah. So there's no covenant. There's no deal for the king of Babylon to come against anybody. That's just the evil that was in his heart to go up and uh, same thing with the Assyrians. There was no covenant made by the Most High. There was no prophet of the Most High that went to the Babylonians or the Assyrians and said, "Thus saith Yahuwah, power of Israel, if you will chasten my people, then I will give you X." No, that never happened. The evil in their own heart is what caused them to do what it is they was doing, and that's why there's a judgment for it, because of our evil, because of our wickedness, there was no protection from it, and so we were subject to all that came against us. So that's why it went the way it went. Uh, Continuing here in the book of YIRMEYAHU, chapter 50, and verse 12. Your mother shall go, it's like it. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She shall bear you, it's like it. She shall bear you, shall be ashamed. Behold, the hinder-minded of the nation shall be a witness, the dry land and the desert. So he calling the land to even witness against these evil people. Verse 13. Because of the wrath of Yahuwah, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Now, I've been to Iraq. Iraq was modern day Iraq. I believe is that what Babylon is now?
Yeah, Khan, indeed. I want to say Baghdad is around the vicinity of ancient Babel.
Okay, Khan. Yeah. It's a horror show. It's no place you want to be. It's no place you want to hang out. It's very little to no vegetation. You have little places of oasis, kind of green spots, bits of water, but it's horrible. I flew over it in a helicopter, and it's no place to that humans want to be. And think of it, I didn't see any animals. I don't recall seeing much of any. I think I saw maybe. I'll take that back. I think I saw maybe a rabbit or two. I want to say a fox, maybe a fox, perhaps. It's been so long ago, I can't hardly remember. But yeah, it's like it's next to nothing. So Abram has definitely made good on his. This is from antiquity. The time of YIRMEYAHU. This is before Hamashiach was on the scene. So we talking, thousands of years ago. Or what was it, another 1,000? So 3,000 years maybe? Whatever it is, it's a long time. So continuing, verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon, round about, all you that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrow, for she has sinned against Yahuwah. Don't even know Yahuwah, you done sinned against the power of Israel. Don't even know him. And yet you done caused this vengeance to come upon you. Verse 15. Shout again at her about. Slakia. Shout against her round about. She have given her hand. Her fountains are falling. Her walls are thrown down. For it is vengeance of Yahuwah. Take vengeance upon her. As she have done, do unto her. That's scary. When it's time for recompense, what you have done, let it be done to you. Well, that make you look in the mirror like, dang. That takes me back to the book of Judges, when that they ran into that when they ran in to start taking the kingdom, Yehuda and Simeon, and they caught that king and cut off his great toes and his thumbs. And he said, "Yeah, I've done this to so many kings. Now the power of Israel has caused it to happen to me." And yeah, he knew exactly what he had done. He really reflected on himself like, I did this to many, and now it's come back to me. Like, This was my calling card. Like, you come sit at my table, I'm gonna talk sweet to you, then I'm gonna cut off your thumbs and your toes.
Hmm.
And now here I am without thumbs or toes. That's crazy. A great toe, I should say. So like it. But let's continue with verse 16. Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest, for fear of the oppressing sword, they shall return. It's like they shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land.
Con, I remember Yeshayahu. It was said something similar to that. I want to say chapter 14 talks about everyone returning to their own land of their nativity.
Con. Yeah, I can't wait to return to my own land, to the land of my nativity. I ain't talking about Arkansas.
It can't.
Indeed. Verse 17. Israel is a scattered sheep. What did he say? He said, Israel is a scattered sheep. That's why we to the four quarters of the earth. Only people walking around calling themselves after crayons and things of that nature, because we don't know who in the world we are. Israel is a scattered sheep. The lion have driven him away. First, the king of Assyria have devoured him, and last, the evil king of Babylon have broken his bones. Verse 18. Therefore, here we go. Here we go.
Right.
Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah Zavaot, power of Israel, behold, I will punish the king of Babylon and his land as I have punished the king of Assyria. And I will bring Israel again to his habitation, and he shall feed on Carmel and Bashan, and his soul shall be satisfied from the Mount Ephraim and Gilead. In those days and in that time, saith Yahuwah, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for. Slaki, the inquiry. Was that
No, it's iniquity.
iniquity? Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
I thought I said it wrong. My bad. All right, let me start that over. Verse 20. In those days and at that time, saith Yahuwah, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Yehuda, and they shall not be found. How praises. For I will pardon them whom I reserve. The Most High gonna give us a pass, a pardon for all of the evil that we have done. They're gonna be searching for a way to get at us, and they're not gonna have it because the Abba done put it all away. I mean, he done put his barakah on us once again. I cannot wait for that day. Praises to the Father. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yes, indeed. Verse 21. Go up against the land of Meratham and Meratham. Am I saying that? I know I'm saying that wrong.
Merathium.
Okay. Meratham. I was close. Even against it, and against the inhabitants of Perkud. Waste and utter destroy after them, saith Yahuwah, and do according to all that I have commanded you. The sound of battle is in the land, and of great desolation. It's a sound of great desolation. Verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for you, and you are also taken, O Babylon. And you were not aware, you are found, and also caught, because you have strived against Yahuwah. See, at no point in time did The evil king of Babylon said, I'm going against Yahuwah. I'm going to go up against Yahuwah and I'm going to seek to destroy Yahuwah. I'm going to go to Israel because I want beef with Yahuwah. Never did he say that. But you don't have to say that. Your doing of wickedness goes against Yahuwah.
Mm-hmm.
And that puts you at odds against the power of Israel. And so that opens you up for judgment from the power of Israel. That's what it's going to be. And that's what he's saying. So who's going to challenge him on it? Nobody.
Not one.
Nobody at all. So verse 25, Yahuwah have opened his armor, and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For it is work of the master Yahuwah Zavaot in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the uttermost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Slay her, Slakia, slay all her bullocks, and let go, Slakia, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for they, Slakia, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yahuwah, our power, the vengeance of his temple. He destroying them for the temple's sake.
Mm-hmm.
All praises to the Father.
Hallelujah.
Praise hallelujah, indeed. Well, our power don't play. He don't play. Don't play no games. You do it, you're going to get it back, and that's just what is going to happen. Yeah, ain't no getting around it. Verse 29. Call together the archers of Babylon, all you that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all she have done. Do unto her, for she have been proud against Yahuwah, against the Kodesh one of Israel.
Come.
Boy, I tell you what, you know, it's something to read the minds of your enemy. And this is before the Medo-Persians ever showed up. But we know from history, that the Medo-Persians showed up and they put a thumping on Babylon and destroyed them in great fashion. So our word was definitely fulfilled, and there is no denying that. So, man, this word is beautiful. Verse 30. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day. In that day, saith Yahuwah. Behold, I am against you, O you, O you most proud, saith Yahuwah Zavaot. Saith the Master Yahuwah Zavaot. For your day is come, the time that I will visit you, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all around him, all around about him. My gracious. Verse 33. Thus saith Yahuwah Zavaot, the children of Israel and the children of Yehudah were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held him fast. They refused to let them go. Their Redeemer is strong. Yahuwah Zavaot is his name.
Mm-hmm.
He shall thoroughly
You was right the first time. Truly.
Truly? Okay, Colin. Sorry. Slacking. He shall truly plead their cause, Tolaki, that he may give rest in the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith Yahuwah, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. The sword is upon the liar, and they shall denote, or they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. A sword is upon their horses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her. Mm. And they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasure, and she shall be robbed. Mm. My goodness, they getting it bad, but you know what? I can't even feel bad for them because of all the wickedness that they did and
Indeed.
followed him after this wicked king and his command to do all this evil. Yeah, it's really sad.
You think about what all came from that land.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke about this last week briefly. All of these pagan days, all of
Right,
this idolatry that was going on there. So uh, this is what he's dealing with his children for. So
right.
and the world belongs to the Most High.
Okay.
So just because you're not his people doesn't
Right,
mean that he won't bring it to your door for
right.
things that are displeasing to him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, he hate all evil, not
Hmm.
just the evil of his people. And where you think his people get a lot of the evil that we get from? He told us, don't do as they do. And what would we do? Exactly what
Done.
they do. Yeah. Yeah. Verse 38. A drought is upon her water, and they shall be dried up, for it is the land of the graven image, and they are mad upon their idols. Mm. Therefore, the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands shall dwell there, and the isle shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited forever. So that's not here yet, because there's people over there. It's a
Done.
desert. It's a dreadful place, but there's still people over there. But not for long. Uh, Neither shall there dwell in from generation to generation. Verse 40. As the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, said Yahuwah, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. Yeah, this is not yet, because we know the Medo Persians came, and
Mm-hmm.
that was two kingdoms to unite it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's saying many kingdoms. So this is not. He's saying from all the coasts of the earth. So they coming from every which way to destroy this place. Verse 42.
I think well we'll get to it. I think this might be the chapter where it talks about the Ashkenazis coming as well.
Oh, is okay. Con. Indeed, we'll get there. Verse 42. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They they are cruel. He said the lance. That's that thing that they used to use when they was jousting.
Hey, con.
Was that the same thing? Okay, let me finish this verse. They are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses. Every one put in array, just a man to battle against the daughter of Babylon. Against you, O daughter of Babylon. Slacky, I read that incorrectly. Let me, I was like, Lance? Look, my mind went straight back to, yeah, a javelin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, That's a short sword or a dart. Okay. See, the lance I'm thinking about was that long thing that they would use to joust. So they'd be on the horse, they'd have the lance in one hand, and they had a spear in the other hand,
You
and they ride
con.
past each other. Yeah. It was like a contest to see who could knock who off the horse first. Um, so yeah, I remember seeing that on cartoons.
Con.
Right. Verse 43. The king of Babylon have heard a report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as a woman in travail. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan unto the inhabitants of the strong, but I will make them suddenly run away from her. And who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her? For who is like me, and who will appoint me the time? And who is the shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore, hear the counsel of Yahuwah that he have taken against Babylon, and his purpose that he have purpose against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. And the noise of the taking of Babylon and the earth is removed, and the cry is heard among the nations.
Mm.
Yeah, Babylon getting smashed.
You con.
Indeed. Chapter number 51, as we continue. See, we got some reading today. That's why we say these chapters, we didn't do them last night, because they was long.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. All right. Babylon judged for sin against Israel. Yeah, see, they thought they could just see people. That's the problem. People think they can take the children of Israel and do whatever with them they want, and it's going to forever be good. Like, they done dealt wickedly with us for over 400 years in this place, and they thinking that it's just going to be no big deal. Like, nothing is going to come about it. But that's not what Abba Yahuwah is saying. Abba Yahuwah is saying it's a price to pay for all that wickedness that you've done to my people. Let's get to it. Verse 1. Thus said, right off the bat, thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, and raise up against me a destroying wind. He said the wind. That wind probably represents something else. Let's see. Verse 2. And I will send upon Babylon feigners. What in the world is a feigner? Is that fanners?
Yeah, fanners. Con.
Oh, like fanners. Fanners. That shall fan her. Look, that fan her told me that was fanning. Fanners.
Con.
Context clues. Remember that in school as well.
Mm-hmm.
And shall empty her land. For in the day of the trouble, they shall be against her round about. I was gonna look at that fanners, but I wonder if that means something else. But he literally said a fan. So, verse 3: Against him that blend, let the archers bend his bow, and against him that lift himself up in his
Brigadine.
brigadine. And we've seen that before.
Yeah, we last night.
Yeah, Khan, that evaded me that quick since last night to today. Lift him up in his brigadine, and spare you not her young men. Destroy you utterly all her hosts. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. Slakia. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Yehuda of his power, of Yahuwah Zavaot, though their land was filled with sin against the Kodesh one of Israel.
So taking a moment right there,
Yeah.
similar to what is going to happen here when the Abba gets ready to redeem his people. A
Right.
lot of people feel like Israelites might have been replaced. We hear that quite a bit. The church has replaced, but no. If people who want understanding, if they really want to truly understand like what's to come, they will get in these books of the prophets to understand.
Right.
Because a lot of times it's dual prophecies or similar situations will happen, regarding the Most High and His people.
Absolutely. Exactly. 100%. And yeah, it's the promise, and the Most High can't lie.
God.
He can't lie, so he can't promise us restoration and then say, okay, well, I'm gonna go deal with the church. You don't find that anywhere in the script. So that's man-made doctrine and false understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's and that's what our people following after, and that's why they think that being an Israelite don't mean anything. Yeah. It makes sense that we these people, but it don't mean nothing because it's all about the church now. Well, according to what? What can I read that? Because I ain't seen it in the text. Hamashiach can say it. So where we getting that from? Verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off for her iniquity. For this is the time of Yahuwah's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon had been a golden cup in Yahuwah's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunk of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, Slakia, if so be she may be, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reaches unto Shamaim, and it is lifted up even as the skies, like so I was gonna it kind of threw me off a little bit, but I was gonna make a point that what we're seeing here in these mega power countries such as Mizraim in the time of Moshe and in Babylon in this time, and I'm sure it was prevalent in Assyria as well, that in these countries you get a lot of influx of various people coming in, and so you get a lot of this mixing going on. I believe that was a situation that was dealt with at the time of Moshe as well. They didn't talk about it as much, but I do recall the boy with the Egyptian father and the Israelite mother, and he was cursing the power of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Had to be put to death. This was after the Exodus. And we see here it mentions the mingled people here in Babylon. So this is an ongoing situation that exists, especially in these uh, so-called power countries, like even here in the United States. It's a situation that it's much too much.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 10. Yahuwah have brought forth righteousness. Come, let us declare in Zion the work of Yahuwah our power. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahuwah have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahuwah the vengeance of his temple. Keep saying, I'm going to get you for my temple, boy.
Here, come.
I'm going to put these stripes on you for my temple. You're not going to get away from destroying my temple. Dawid built me that temple, and you're going to destroy it?
Here, come. I mean, it's not just any temple. You know what I mean? It's not you destroying a temple in the land of Philistine or in the land of Ammon.
Right.
You know, you've destroyed the temple of the Most High Power.
Khan. Yeah, Dawid set all that up. And so his son, I said that Dawid built it, Slakia. Dawid set it up so that Solomon could actually cause it to be built because Dawid had too much blood on his hands to build a house to the power of Israel. So, yeah. Wow. Verse 12. Set up a standard up on the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambush. For Yahuwah have devised and done that which is spoken against the inhabitants of Babylon. O you that dwell upon many waters, abundant in treasures, your end is come, and the measure of your converseness. Yeah, covetousness. Covetousness. Slakia. My bad. I don't know what I'm doing with these words. I get preoccupied because I was thinking about somehow I didn't mention, as we were reading just a bit ago, we saw the mention of the Medes right here in the verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the first we saw it here. Let me see. Middle Land. Yeah, the people descended from the son of Japhet, who inhabits the territory of the Medes. Yeah, we see them in Bereshit 10. They're mentioned again in Kings and Chronicles, and we see them in Esther. And Isaiah even mentioned them as well. So, all right, continuing. Verse 14. Yahuwah Zavaot have sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill you with men as a caterpillar, and they shall lift up a shout against you. Lift up a shout against you, as with caterpillars. I will fill you with men as with caterpillars. I guess our caterpillars being like worms being an apple or something.
You know what? I'm not sure.
Let's see what the script say about that. That's interesting. 14. Sworn by himself.
Locusts here.
Locusts, yeah. Yeah, locusts devour.
Yeah, and plentiful.
Yeah, I guess caterpillars do that as well. But caterpillars turn into butterflies. I don't think of them as eating as much, but that might be just a bad translation, because if he's saying caterpillars compared to locusts, that's a bad translation. Because locusts known for consuming. Mm-hmm. They destroy everything, vegetation-wise. Not so much. I guess there is a caterpillar that does do a lot of, like a cankerworm.
Yeah, they would destroy the crops.
Yeah, okay, con. So that makes sense then. I was like, that's a bad translation, but now I think about it, that cankerworm, it does destroy quite a bit. So, all right, verse 15. He have made the earth his power. He have established the world by his wisdom. He has scattered out, he has stretched out the Shamayim by his understanding. When he utter his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the Shamayim, and he causes vapor to ascend from the ends of the earth, and maketh lightning with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasure. Every man that brandishes by his knowledge, every man is brutish, every man is brutish by his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For the molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them.
So the molten image of, well, yeah, any image that is molten, that is made,
Right.
it doesn't breathe. It has no power,
None
right? Uh,
whatsoever. None.
Even if you were to put who you thought the Messiah was, that
Right.
image, you see a lot of times that's a molten image.
Crime.
Like it doesn't breathe, it has no power. You shouldn't be doing this.
Right. Exactly. Not even if it's it could be Caesar Borgia, it could be Nathaniel Israel,
Hmm.
whoever it is, whoever that set for that portrait, that don't make them Hamashiach.
Come.
So there is no equivalent to Hamashiach. You know, whether you draw him with a lion's face and muscles or whatever the case, whatever you want to do, it's not him. He will show himself to us, and we will all see according to the script. Verse 18. They are vanity, their work of error, the works of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahuwah Zavaot is his name. You are my battle axe and weapon of war, for with you I will break in pieces the nations, and with you I will destroy kingdoms, and I will break in pieces the horses and the riders, and with you I will break in pieces the chariots and his rider. With you also I will break in pieces the man and the woman, and with you I will break in pieces the old and young, and with you I will break in pieces the young men and the maid. Mm. I will also break in pieces with you the shepherd and his flocks, and with you I will break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with you I will break in pieces captains and rulers, and I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of the Chaldeans all their evil they have done in Zion in your sight, saith Yahuwah. So, I mean, that's again, they thinking that, yeah, we're going to go in here and take what we want and do what we want and put these people in captivity, and it's going to be no big deal.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Think that if you want to. Verse 25. Behold, I am against you, O destroying mountain, saith Yahuwah, which destroy all the earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon you and roll you down from the rock, and will make you a burnt mountain. And they shall take of you the stone for the corner, nor a corner, slack it, nor a stone of foundations, but you shall be desolate forever, saith Yahuwah.
Hmm.
So ain't nobody gonna want to be in that desert place by the time when the kingdom come, and when we reestablish and everything is the way it should be. We're gonna look over at that place. Well, that's north. That's north of Israel. That's why I call it the land of the north. But nah, it's not gonna be a place where people want to be at. I mean, it's already a desert, unless he calls it. Well, he said it's not gonna be. So his word gonna come to pass. 27.
Indeed.
Indeed, yes, indeed. Praise to the Father. Um, verse 27. Set up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare nation against her. It's like you prepare the nations against her, all together against the king of Adaret, Adaret,
Ararat.
Ararat. Uh, Minan.
It looked like many to me.
Oh, many. Okay, okay. All right. Many and uh, uh
Ashkenaz.
Askenas, Khan, yeah, that's what you mentioned earlier. Yeah.
Hmm.
Appointed captains against appointed captives against her, caused the horses to come up as the rough caterpillar. It's that caterpillar again. Yeah, that's these for years I thought this was the Germans, but it was it wasn't the Germans, it was the
Ukrainians.
yeah, right in that area. Yeah. We I think we saw that once we got into Bereshit 10 so many months ago. Verse 28. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medians, of the Medes, and the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his domination, and the land of and the land shall trouble and sorrow, for every purpose of Yahuwah shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. Their might slacky. Their might have failed. They become as women. Wow. They have. That's a shot against. That's a shot against the feminists.
God.
My goodness. So feminists, you say you can be as women as it would be what men do. According to the power of Israel, he's saying, y'all ain't got nothing. So
God.
that's what he's saying right here. I mean, he's saying the mighty men have failed. The might has failed. They have become as women. So, I mean, that's what it's saying. Continuing. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. One post shall run to meet her, to meet another. One messenger to meet another. To show the king, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at no end, and the passengers that are stopped, and the reeds have burned with fire, and the men of war are frightened. For thus saith Yahuwah Zavaot, power of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her, yet a little while, and the time of the harvest shall come. The evil king of Babylon hath devoured me. He hath crushed me. He hath made me an empty vessel. He hath swallowed me up like a dragon. He hath filled his belly with my delicates. He hath cast me out. When he said that swallowed me up like a dragon, my mind went to a Komodo dragon eating a animal, and
Eat them whole.
right, yeah, right, exactly. That's exactly what image came into my mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how provoking this book is. It just provokes images and things from the past and all this. Like it all just comes together. Like wow, tells you this is not, what I'm saying, a typical run-of-the-mill situation here. Verse 35. The violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon. Shall the inhabitants of Zion say, and my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldea. Shall Jerusalem say, therefore, thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will plead your cause and take vengeance for you, and I will dry up her sea and make her springs dry. And Babylon shall become a heap, a dwelling place for dragons, an astonishment and hissing without any inhabitants. They shall roar together like lions. They shall yell as lions' whelps. In their heat, I will make their feast, and I will make them drunken, that they may rejoice and sleep in perpetual sleep, and not wake, saith Yahuwah. I would say he gonna put them jokers down. They gonna sleep and never wake again.
God.
My gracious, that's a fearful thing to fall into the power of Israel. My gracious, boy, he don't play. Verse 40. And I will bring them down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams with the goats. How is Shishak taken? And how is the praise of the whole earth surprised? How is Babylon become an astonishment among the nations? The sea is upon Slaki. The sea is up upon Babylon. She is covered with the multitude of the waves thereof. Her cities are a desolation, a dry land and a wilderness. The land therein no man dwelleth, neither do any son of man pass thereby. And I will publish Baal in Babylon. And,
Punish.
Slaki, I said publish them.
And Shalakia,
Yeah.
that is a deity.
Oh, dang. Okay. Yeah, because it's got a cap on it.
Yeah.
Dang, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's the same as yeah. Uh the other people call them that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Baal.
Right. Right. Kind. Dang it. I did not mean to do that. Okay, kind. Slacking. Please excuse me, I didn't mean to profane your goodness by calling this idol, this worthless idol. I will punish evil in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of the mouth that which he have swallowed up, and the nations shall not flow together any more unto him. Yea, the wall of Babylon shall fall. My people, go you to the midst of her, and deliver you every man his soul from the fierce anger of Yahuwah. At least your heart faint, and yet it's like it. And you fear for rumors that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that, in another year, shall come a rumor, and violence in the land. Ruler against her, rule against her, Salakia. Therefore, behold, the day come that I will judge, that I will do judgment upon the image, the graven image of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Then the Shamaim and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, for the spoilers shall come into her, or unto her, from the north, saith Yahuwah. So the Medo-Persians must have been north of even Babylon. So Babylon is north of
Khan.
Israel.
Yeah, it's modern day Iran.
Khan. Okay. That makes sense. Make me pull up the map out. Make me pull up the map.
And really, like you really it borders like the Bolton. What is that big sea there?
The Baltic Sea.
Baltic Sea or something.
Yeah.
Like that's the northern region of it. So yeah, right there. You see that body of water? Like you see Iran right beside Iraq.
Oh, to the
Nah, to your right.
okay. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's Iran, and right there, I'm not sure what that body of water is, but it connects to Europe.
That's the Caspian Sea.
Okay, Khan.
But I don't think it's called that in the script though, or if it's
I'm
mentioned in
not
the
sure.
script.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's called there, but I was mistaken. The Baltics are further north, but like this is connecting this part of the world to and I said Europe, but it's more Asia than anything else, I guess.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
Baltics is over above yeah, right there where
Yeah.
Turkey is.
Okay. Con. See, this being Israel, I would think North would be like, bam.
Yeah, Khan.
So I wonder if, because you see, Greece here, Rome here, that's like North.
Mm-hmm.
North, what's that? Northwest.
Yeah, Khan. This Uh yeah. I see exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Um
But I guess it is kind of
yeah.
northeast. Because if this is Babylon,
And
then
see
yeah,
where
that would be.
and you see where you see Tehran.
Uh huh.
I want to say that's the area, like right there. That's the area that their royalty or whatever the nobles come from, like the Medes.
Oh, okay. Okay. And see, when I was thinking north of there, I'm thinking, you know, this general area, which I guess would be ideally, yeah, because you're talking again northeast.
Mm-hmm.
If you hear, and then if you're talking, they coming from the north, yeah, they
But
coming.
yeah, and these people, remembering that these are Yafet, so these are northern people. This
Right,
Turkmenistan Azerbaijan, like
right,
all these places are Yafet and
come,
northern people.
yeah, right, indeed, yeah. That makes that definitely puts it in perspective. That's why it's good to have these tools. Go to the map and take a look at it, and you know what I'm saying. It's helpful. It makes it real.
Mm-hmm.
All right, continuing the book of YIRMEYAHU, chapter number 51. I believe I left off at verse 49. Uh, as Babylon have caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth. Yet that have escaped the sword, go away. Stand not still. Remember, Yahuwah afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. Slack. Verse 51. We are confounded because we have heard reproach, shame, uh, have covered our faces. For strangers are come unto the sanctuaries of Yahuwah's house. Wherefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah, that I will not, that I will do judgment upon her graven images, and through all her land the wounded shall groan. Though Babylon should slack you, though Babylon should mount up to Shamaim, though she be fortified the height, though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet from me her spoilers come unto her, saith Yahuwah. Sound slack it, a sound of cry cometh from Babylon, a great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans, because Yahuwah hath spoiled Babylon and destroyed out of her the great voice, when her waves do roar like a great water, like great waters, a noise of her voice is uttered. Because the spoiler is come upon her, even upon Babylon, and her mighty men are taken. Every one of her bows is broken, and Yahuwah power It's like it. For Yahuwah, power of recompense shall surely require. Oh, that's the first we've seen that. Like he calling it the power of recompense.
Mm-hmm.
Praises to the Father.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. Power of recompense. You don't want to mess with my power is the power of recompense.
Mm-hmm.
According to YIRMEYAHU. I need to tweet that. Verse 57. And I will make drunk her princes and her wise men, her captains and her rulers, and her mighty men, and they shall sleep a perpetual sleep and not wake. Shall king, saith the king, whose name is Yahuwah Zavaot. Thus saith Yahuwah Zavaot, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burned with fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and the folk in the fire, and the folk. I want to say fork, but that's FOLK. That's folk.
Gone.
I'm like, what? Okay. Yeah, and the folk in the fire, and they shall be weary. The word which YIRMEYAHU the prophet commanded Shemaiah, the son of Neriah, the son of Manasseh.
You know,
Uh,
Salakia,
yeah,
I believe this might be another name for Baruch, or this is Baruch's brother.
Manasseh?
No, Sariah.
Okay, let's see what Sarai is. I thought we looked at that. I don't know if we did.
Yeah,
Maybe we
because
did.
remember, Baruch is the son of Neriah.
Yahuwah is ruler. Oh, Sarai, Yahuwah is ruler. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
See how he pronounce it. Oh, yeah. Sarayahu. I like that. That's nice. Sarayahu. Yeah, that's dope. I like that. Yahuwah is ruler. Sarayahu. Man, all praise to the Father. Verse 60. So YIRMEYAHU wrote in the book all the evil that would come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon. And YIRMEYAHU said to Sarayahu, that you comest to Babylon and shall see and shall read all these words.
Mm-hmm.
Then shall you say, O Yahuwah, you are spoken against this place to cut it off, and none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but it shall be desolate forever. And it shall be, when you made an end of reading the book, that you shall bind a stone to it and cast it in the midst of the Euphrates. And you shall say, thus shall Babylon sink, and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her. They shall be weary. Thus far are the words of YIRMEYAHU. Man, that's some.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you had a chapter that was 64 on this in this reading.
There's a lot of reading. I knew it was
God.
going to be deep, but it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, look, I'm not weary. I'm not sleepy yet.
God.
There's a lot though, but it's all good. Man, yeah, that's a lot for Babylon. I mean, goodness, he talking about take it and throw it in the Euphrates, and that it sink and not rise. Like, oh man, that's prophetic to say the least. The fall of Jerusalem. All right, chapter number Slacky, get my bearings. The book of YIRMEYAHU, chapter number 52, verse number 1. Uh, Zedekiah, man, I couldn't even get that word out, was one of the 20, Slacky. Zedekiah was 1 and 20 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Hamutah al Hamutalal, the daughter of YIRMEYAHU of Libnah. Slacky. Libnah. Okay, kind. Verse 2. And he did that which was evil in the eyes of Yahuwah, according to all that Jehoiakim had done. For through the anger of Yahuwah it came to pass in Jerusalem and Yehudah, till he had cast them out of his presence, that Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon. And it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, that in the 10th month, and in the 10th day of the month, that the evil king of Babylon came, he and all his armies, against Jerusalem, to pitch against it, and built forts against it round about. So the city was besieged until the 11th year of King Zedekiah.
Wow.
Right.
I mean, it shouldn't surprise us.
Nah.
We've lived in captivity, 40 plus years, and been in captivity that much longer than that. So, but it does surprise me, man, that the people continued. It just seems like in those 11 years you would have done something different.
Right. Been pleading for Abba to help, but once you get so deep into your mess, you just that pride set in, and you just like, I don't know. I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful that that the Abba had to taught us that lesson. You know what I'm saying? That he took us through these situations. Get out of here. I need the bugger. But yeah, that we here to learn from it, and we reading about it to learn from it. So we'll know. Don't do these things because it don't profit you. It's gonna cost you. Zedekiah knew that he was gonna get his butt kicked and his eyes put out and his whole family murdered in front of his eyes before they got put out. Would he have continued in all the folly that he was in? I would hope not. But can I say that unequivocally? I couldn't. But I can certainly learn from Zedekiah. I don't got to get Zedekiah. Don't got to get his eyes put out. I can learn to follow Yahuwah, to do what he say. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that. So by his fail.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6. And in the 4th month, and in the 9th day of the month, the famine was sore in the city, so that there was no bread for the people of the land. Then the city was broken up, and the men of war fled, and went forth out of the city by night, by the way of the gates between the 2 walls, which was by the king's garden. Now the Chaldeans were by the city round about, and they were by the way of the plains. But the army of the Chaldeans pursued after the king, and overtook Zedekiah and in the plains of Jericho. And all his armies were scattered from him. And they took the king and carried him up to the king of Babylon, to Rablah, in the land of Hamath. Slaki. I know I had that, but I just was like, man, I can't get it out. Some of these, I'm just sticking like, can't even get it out, but it's all good. Where he gave judgment upon him. And the king of Babylon slew the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes. He slew also the princes of Yehudah in Rablah. Now, I was gonna say, if he knew that that was gonna be the case, would he have done as Jehoiakim done, or would he have followed the way of Dawid?
God,
You know
God.
what I'm saying?
You know what? He really has no excuse
No,
because his father was Josiah,
yeah,
a righteous king who restored order. Um, he's put in place after his nephew is taken away into captivity. So a lot of times, well, eventually grace runs out. You
yeah.
know,
Oh yeah, most definitely.
especially if
No,
you're not atoning and if you're not changing your ways.
kind, yeah, yeah. And it takes me back to I had to put use myself as an example. A lot of times I would do something, and if it resulted in that strap coming out.
Hmm.
Now, if I knew that I was gonna get that strap when I had done what I did, you know what I'm saying?
God,
No, I wouldn't have done it. I didn't want that strap. I didn't want that butt whooping, But in my mind, I was just doing what I was doing. I didn't know that there was a consequence that went along with what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not saying that he didn't know, because this was a grown man who was king of Yehuda. He knew, but he didn't know exactly what it was going to entail. But if he'd have known that, that it was going to be this extreme, that's the question. I don't know. I can't answer that for him. But, just thinking about it myself, like if I would have known that me doing those things that I thought was trivial was going to result in in those lashings,
God.
would I have moved the same? If my mama said, "You do that, I'm gonna whoop your butt," I'm not gonna do it. But when nobody said that, and now I'm getting my butt whooped, I'm like, dang, I guess I shouldn't have done that.
Hmm.
Verse 11. Then he put out the eyes of Zedekiah, king of Babylon, uh, bound him in chains, and carried him to Babylon, and put him in prison till the day of his death. Wow. So that was a horrible ending for man to be put your eyes out like. Yeah, we talked about that. I don't know if he used fire to do it, or if he had some strong man stick his fingers in his eyes, or we don't know what that was, but I guarantee it wasn't pleasant.
God.
Verse 12. Now in the 5th month, on the 10th day of the month, which was the 19th year of the evil king of Babylon, came the evil captain of the guard, which served the king of Babylon to Jerusalem. Which served the king of Babylon unto Jerusalem, Slakia. And he burnt the house of Yahuwah up. There it is.
Hmm.
That's why he got to get that recompense. And he burned the house of Yahuwah and the king's house and the houses of Jerusalem and all the houses of the great men. Burn he with fire. And we read, he said that they was going to burn his face with fire. But it had to happen because they wouldn't turn back from their evil. They thought
God.
it was YIRMEYAHU speaking to him instead of Abba Yahuwah, and they wouldn't turn from their evil. Now, I'm not saying that the representatives shouldn't have made thunder and lightning and to get their attention. I'm not saying that he should have did that, but if they'd have thought that, if they'd have known for sure that it was the power, would they still have done that same wickedness? As we saw what happened with the prophet when he rained the fire down. You know what I'm saying? They were always like, "Oh, who is power?
Hmm.
Who is the power?" They didn't. They couldn't deny that one. So, but he shouldn't have to do that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that that's what should have happened. He shouldn't have to do that at every turn, every generation. Now you got to rain fire down so you believe it's him. No, I mean we should just believe because it should be in us to believe. So, verse 14. And all the armies of the Chaldeans that were with the captain of the guard break down the walls of Jerusalem round about. And the evil uh, and the evil one, the captain of the guard, carried away captive certain of the poor of the people, and the residue of the people that remained in the city, For there fell away that slacky. For those that fell away, that fell to the king of Babylon and to the rest of the multitude. But the evil captain of the guard left certain of the poor in the land of for vine dressers and for husbandmen. Also, the pillars of brass that were in the house of Yahuwah, and the bases, and the basin sea that was in the house of Yahuwah, the Chaldeans break and carry all the brass of them to Babylon. Mm. So they was in there tearing up stuff. My goodness, y'all outside of y'all mind, boy. Y'all deserve every ounce of whooping you get. Verse 18. The caldrons also, and the shovels, and the snuffers, and the bowls, and the spoons, and the vessels of brass, wherewith the ministers took they away. The basins, and the fire pans, and the bowls, and the cauldrons, and the candlesticks, the menorahs, and the spoons, and the cups, that which was gold in gold, that which were silver in silver, took the captains of the guards away. The two pillars, one sea, the 12 basin bulls that were under the basin, which King Solomon had made in the house of Yahuwah, the basin of all the vessels was without weights. And like it was too much to weigh. You don't even know how much it was. It was just so much. Remember, he had that pool that he had made, and they was just forming things out of gold. You remember us reading that?
Yeah, Con, I'm actually I'd actually turned over to Shemot chapter 37 when Bezalel and another man who was wise in making different things, where they're making all of these items. So, what we're reading about being plundered and stolen
Mm-hmm.
is our heritage, man.
100%.
It's a sign of what had happened. You know what I mean? Being brought out of Mizraim and being brought into a land flowing with milk and honey. You know.
Yeah, and absolutely, yeah. It's a great disturbance, and this is like a recap of everything that has gone by
Mm-hmm.
to help better drive home the point, which is wonderful that he had YIRMEYAHU do that. So all praises to the Father. Verse 21. And concerning the pillars, the height of one pillar was 18 cubits, and the fillet of 12 cubits did compass it. And the thickness thereof was 4 fingers. It was hollow, and the captors of brass were upon it, and the height of the captors were 5 cubits, and the network of the pomegranates upon the captors round about, all of brass. And the second pillar also was slacking. The second pillar also, and the pomegranates were like unto those. And the 90 is that the ninth and the sixth pomegranate, the ninth and sixth pomegranate on a side, and all the pomegranates upon the network were 100 round about. And the captain of the guard took Sheriyahu, the chief priest, and also that was the chief priest, huh?
Well, it's actually
A different
he's
one?
actually a son of Nerah and brother to Baruch.
Oh, okay. Con.
Well, I don't know if this is the same person, but the guy that we read about before, when I looked up Neriah,
Uh-huh.
Neriah was the father of Baruch as well as Sariah.
Oh, okay. Con.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Well, that makes good sense there. Uh, and Zahana, Zahaya,
Zephaniah.
Zephaniah. That's the second time Zephaniah that stuck up in
Hey,
me.
you know when you do that, man, I think of Key and Peele when he's the substitute teacher and he's
Oh,
messing up those people.
God, God. A Rod.
Right.
And
See,
right,
yeah,
right,
I'm from the city schools downtown.
right. In the city. Yeah. I taught in the inner city school. So don't try to play with me.
Right.
Right, right. God, yeah, yeah. You're exactly right. Zephaniah and the second priest and the three keepers of the door. He took up out of the city an eunuch which had been charged of the men of war, which had the charge of the men of war, and 7 men of them that were great in the king's person, which were found in the city, the principal scribes of the host, who had mustered the people of the land, and 60 men of the people of the land were found in the midst of the city. So the evil captain of the guard took them and brought them to the king of Babylon in Rabalah. And the king of Babylon smote them and put them to death in Rabalah in the land of Hamath. Thus Yehuda was carried away captive out of his own land, and the people who the evil king carried away captive in their seventh year, 3,000 Yahudim and 3 and 20. In the 18th year of the evil king carried away from Jerusalem 832 persons. In the third year and 20th in the third and 20th year of the evil king, the captain of the guard carried away captive the Yahudim 745 persons. All the persons were found that all the persons were 4,600. So he took 4,600 Yahudim.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, if Abba was with us, oh, this would have been a whole different story.
Come.
If we wouldn't have been in that folly. Verse 31. And it came to pass in the seventh and 13th year of the captain of Jehoiachin, king of Yehuda, in the 12th month of the 5th and 20th day of the month, that
Evil.
right, man, yeah, because that can sneak right up on you.
Mm-hmm.
King of Babylon, uh, in the first year of his reign, lifted up the head of Jehoiachin, king of Yehuda, and brought him forth out of prison. And he spake unto him, saying, and he spake unto him, and set his throne above the throne of the king that were with him in Babylon, and changed the prison garment, and did continually eat bread before him all the days of his life. And for his diet there was continual dieting of him of the king of Babylon, every day a portion unto the day of his death, all the days of his life. I don't know if you can do evil against my people and I'm the king and you're going to be nice to me. And I'm going to be offended.
Yeah, come.
Like,
Uh,
I don't want your stuff. You damn heathen.
yeah, I forget exactly what was going on, but we read about, how there was favor that was shown to some of the Yahudim that were
Yeah.
there. Daniel had risen up. A few others as well. So I don't think this was him being nice per se. I think this was probably done out of fear.
Yeah, still. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't want you to feel like you're getting, you know what I'm saying, like you to earn some favor.
Yeah. Then I rejected the nice portions of food.
Kind,
Oh
yeah.
no, it was the three Hebrew boys, wasn't it? If my
Yeah.
countenance changes.
It was it was all of them. Danielle was the catalyst of that.
Okay, con.
He was the spokesperson as we read in that at that time. So
Slakia,
yep.
okay, there we go. I was wondering, yeah. You want me to help you out with this last one?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna do all I
I
can.
think it's like 70 verses.
Yeah, I think it's pretty long, but I'm gonna do all I can, and we'll take a break after this. Then we'll come back to Lamentations and to uh, Baruch
Mm-hmm.
and finish that on up. So yeah, we'll see how much I can get through here. Yeah, this is the most reading I think I'd have done in one sitting, probably ever.
Mm-hmm.
So praise to the Father. Okay, so we're gonna start with the letter of YIRMEYAHU. It's one chapter and verse 1. It says, a copy of the epistle of Yirmeyahu, sent unto them which were led captive into Babylon by the king of Babylon, by the king of the Babylonians, to certify them as it were confirmed by his power, as it was commanded him of the Most High. My bad. Uh, because of the sin which you have committed before the Most High, you shall be led away captive into Babylon by the evil king of the Babylonians. So when you come unto Babylon, you shall remain there many years, and for a long season, namely 7 generations. And after that, I will bring you away peaceably from there. Now shall you see Babylon's idols of silver, or deities of silver and of gold and of wood, borne upon shoulders, which cause the nations to fear. And you fear something somebody carrying, that's just something sharp or something that can hurt you. Hey, scared of no idol.
Con.
Verse 5. Beware therefore that you in no wise be like a stranger, neither be you of them when you see the multitude before them and behind them, worshiping him. But say you in your heart, O Yahuwah, we worship you. Yes, indeed. For my Malachim, or for my Malachim is with you, and I myself caring for you, for your souls. It's like, as for their tongue, it is polished by the workmen, and they themselves are guided to lay over with silver. Yet are they but false; they cannot speak. And taking gold as it were from the virgin that love to go.
Con.
I'll slack you. Well, this is old school. This is that old English here. That love it to go gay. Don't flag me for that. It's on the page.
Con.
They make crowns of the heads of their idols or their deities. Sometimes all the priests conveyed from their idols of gold and silver and bestowed them unto themselves. Yea, they will give therefore to the common harlot a deck and deck them as men with garments, being idols of silver and idols of gold and wood. They cannot see idols save themselves from rust and moths, though they be covered with purple raiment. Like they can't even keep the bugs off of them, let alone do anything for you. How in the world are you gonna serve a power that can't keep bugs off of themselves? Dummy. Idol, I should say. I shouldn't say a power. Verse 13. They wipe their faces because of the dust of the temple, and there is much upon them. He said these things are trash.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 14. Verse 14. He that cannot put death from one offend his holder, the sepulchre. Offend him holding the sepulchre, as though they were judged by the country, of the country, Slaki. Although they were a judge of the country. He have also in his hand, Slaki, in his right hand, a dagger and an axe, but none deliver him from war and thieves. So, yeah, he got weapons. They done made this little thing with weapons in his hand, but he can't do nothing. It's without value. It's worthless.
Come.
Literally worthless. But this is what people deal with. Things that have no value. It's verse 16. Whereby we know not, Slaki, whereby they were known not to be powers. Therefore, fear not them. Fear them not. That's the same thing Shaul was saying in the Brit had a shot. Like, these things are nothing.
Right.
This thing, so what? This meat is sacrificed to a idol. An idol ain't nothing. It can't do nothing. It can't stand for nothing. It can't fight. Can't do nothing.
Come.
Verse 17. For like as a vessel that a man useth is nothing worth when it is broken, even so it is with their idols. When they be set up in the temple, their eyes be full of dust, though the feet of them that come in. So yeah, people come in kicking up dust and they go right on their face, and they can't even wipe it off because it's nothing. It's I just can't imagine this. Like, literally, I know people in this day and time make idols out of, ideals and things of that nature, but I can't imagine having a literal sculpture and you worshiping. The Pope do that. He bows down to a black Madonna and a black baby Messiah, which is altogether asinine, because I guarantee that's not them. Verse 18. Or maybe it is, and from antiquity that they stole from us. So anyway, verse 18. And as the doors are made sure of every side upon him that offereth the king. Salakia, let me read that again. And as the doors are made sure on every side, him that offendeth the king as being committed to suffer death, or committed to suffer death, even so the priests make fast the temples with doors, and lock the bars, lest their idols be spoiled with robbers. So they got to lock them up to keep them safe, because they can't do nothing for themselves. I mean, this is comical, honestly. When you put it in this light, and at this, what I'm saying, when you lay it out like this, like, you gotta lock the doors so that they don't get stolen.
You come.
Like, this is what you worshiping? Something you got to protect? Something you got to, we showed the video, not the video, but the pictures of in these other countries, these people getting flooded and whatnot, and they got their idols up on their shoulders carrying them to safety. Instead of them idols saving them, they saving the idol. Like, that's asinine. I'm not carrying no dang idol. It can't do nothing for me. Don't make sense. Verse 19. They light them candles, yea, more for themselves, wherewith they cannot see. They
God.
can't see. They ain't lighting it for the idol because the idol can't see. So it don't. Like I said, this is comical. The way he's breaking this down. Verse 20. They are as one of the beams of the temple, yet they say in their hearts, they gnaw up by the things creeping out of the earth. And when they eat them and their clothes, they feel it not. Their faces are blackened though the smoke that come out of the temple. Upon their bodies and heads sit bats, swallows, and birds, and cats also.
Mm-hmm.
The animals don't respect them. Bats come sit on them, and birds. That's funny. Verse 23. By these we may know that they are not powers. Therefore, fear them not, notwithstanding the gold that is about them that maketh them beautiful, except they wipe it off, the rust, they will not shine. Or they will not shine. For neither when they were molten did they feel it. The things therewith, the things therein, there is no breath, are brought from the bought for the most high price, for a most high price, They are borne upon shoulders, having no feet, whereby they declare unto men that they be nothing worthy. They also have served them that serve them, They also that serve them are ashamed, for if they fall to the ground at any time, they cannot rise up again of themselves. Neither if one of them upright can they move themselves. Neither if they be bowed down can they make themselves straight. But they set gifts before them and say, but they set gifts before them as unto dead men. That's crazy.
God.
As for the things that are sacrificed unto them, their priests sell and abuse. In like manner, their wives lay up part thereof in salt, but no one is poor and impotent.
What verse is that at?
28.
Okay. That is
IMPOTENT, impotent.
yeah, mine says yeah, I guess I have a different version because mine says as for the things that are sacrificing to them, their priests sell and abuse in like manner, their wives lay up part thereof. Okay. Impotent.
Oh, impotent. Okay.
Yeah.
Impotent. Okay. I was like impotent. Impotent. Okay. Okay. Tolaki. They give nothing of it. It said mistress women and women of childbearing eat their sacrifice. By those things we know that they are not powers. Fear them not. These things are worth without value. For how can they be powers? Because women set meat before the powers of silver and gold and the wood, or these deities of silver, gold, and wood. Like these things, they can't even eat. The Most High devour his sacrifice when you do a burnt offering. He sent the fire down and consume it. So, not even comparable. Verse 31. And the priests set their and the priests sat in their temples, having their clothes rent, and their heads and beards shaven, and nothing upon their heads. They roar and cry before their idols, as men do at the feast. And no one, uh, when one is dead, so they crying and snotting about a piece of sculpture. Uh, 33. The priests also take off their garments, their clothes, and clothe their wives and children. Mm, that sounds like some wicked stuff there. 34. Whether it be evil that is done unto them or good, they are not able to recompense it. They can neither set up a king nor put him down. In like manner, they can neither have riches nor money, though they make a vow unto them and keep it not. They will not require it.
God.
Oh, that's funny. This is funny. I didn't realize this would be so funny. This is my first time reading this, by the way. Verse 36. They can save no man from death, neither deliver the weak from the mighty. They cannot restore a blind man to his sight, nor help any man in his distress. They can show no mercy to widows, nor do good to the fatherless. Their idols of wood, and which are overlaid with gold and silver, are like the stones that be hewed out of the mountain. They that worship them shall be confounded. How should a man then think and say that they are deities, when even the Chaldeans themselves dishonor them? Who, if they shall see one dumb that cannot speak, and bring him to entreat the evil one, that he may speak as though he would be able to understand. Like, you see somebody that can't speak, you're gonna bring him to this idol
Right.
and tell him like you gonna tell him to speak. He can't even understand himself. It's a doggone piece of wood. Verse 42. Yet they cannot understand this themselves, and leave them, for they have no knowledge. The women also have cords about them, sitting in the ways, burning brands for perfume. But if any of them draw by some that passeth by, lie with him, she reproach her fellow, and she is not though as worthy as herself, nor her cord broken. Salaki. Okay, that one was graphic.
What's that?
That verse 43.
Oh yeah.
So wow, like you give them a virgin and they can't even do nothing. They ain't breaking nothing because they ain't got nothing to do nothing to it. It's just nothing. So verse 44. Whatsoever is done among them is false. How may it then be taught or said that they are deities? They are made of carpenters and goldsmiths, and it cannot and can be nothing else than the workmen will have them to be. And they themselves that made them can neither continue long. How should the thing that are made of them be deities? for their left for they left lies and reproach to them that come after. For when they come any war or plague upon them, the priests consult with themselves, rather than with the hidden with them that may be hidden with them, Slakia. Where they may be hidden with them, Slakia. Verse 49. Uh, how then cannot a man perceive that they be no deities, which can neither save themselves from war nor from plague? Foreseeing they be but of wood and overlaid with silver and gold, it be known hereafter that they are false, and it shall manifestly appear to all nations and kings that they are not deities, but works of men's hands, that there is no work of the Most High in them. Who then may not know that they are not deities? Verse 53. For neither can they set up a king in the land, nor give rain unto men. Neither can they judge their own cause, nor redress a wrong. But being unable, they are as crows between the heavens and the earth. Whereupon, when fire fall upon the house of the idols of wood, or overlay with gold or silver, their priests will flee away and escape, but they themselves shall be burned asunder like beams. Moreover, they cannot withstand the king or enemies. How can they be taught or say that they be idols, or they be deities? Like, they can't even say themselves, because the adversary come in, he gonna strip them of the gold, and he gonna throw the wood away. He just gonna cast that off. Like, I'm gonna take the gold and the silver, but this little piece of wood, I'm gonna just toss. Well, I say that not the Greeks. The Greeks say, I'm gonna take this home and worship it. So,
God.
yeah, the Greeks and the Romans, they worship everything. 57. Neither are they deities of wood and overlaid with Slakia. Neither are those deities of wood and overlaid with silver or gold able to escape either from thieves or robbers, whose gold and silver and garments wherewith are the clothed, they are clothed. They are strong, Slakia. They that are strong take and go away withal. Neither are they able to help themselves. Therefore, it is better to be a king that showeth his power, or else a profitable vessel in a house, which the owner shall use of, than such false deities. Slacky, my bad. Or to be a door in the house to keep such things therein, than a false deity, or a pillar of wood in the space in the palace, than a false deity. Verse 60, almost to the end here. All right. For sun, moon, stars be bright and set to the door of the office, and obedient, In like manner, the light, when it break forth, is easy to be seen, and after the same manner, the wind blow in every country, and the and and when the Most High commanded the clouds to go over the whole world and do as they are bidden, they do as they are bidden, and the fire sent forth above uh, to consume hills, and would do as it is commanded, but these are like unto them neither in shoe nor power. So these things don't have any capability. Verse 64. Wherefore it is neither to be supported nor said that they are deities, seeing they are able to they are they are able neither to judge causes nor to do good unto men, knowing therefore that they are no deities. Fear them not, for they can neither cause Slaki, so they can neither curse nor bless kings, neither can they show signs in the Shamaim among the heathen, nor show nor Slaki, nor shine as the sun, nor give light as the moon. The beasts are better than they, for they cannot, for they get under the cover and help themselves. It is then by no means manifest unto us that they are deities. Therefore, fear them not. For as the scarecrow in the garden and the cucumber keep nothing uh, in their idols of wood, and lay over with silver and gold, and likewise their idols of wood overlaid with silver and gold are like a white thorn in the orchard that the birds sit upon, and as also to the dead body that is east unto the dark. And they show them to be no deities, but Slakia, to be no deities by the bright purple and rotten upon them, and they themselves afterward shall be eaten and shall be a reproach in the country. Better therefore to be just man than have no idols, for he shall be far from reproach. Whew.
God, God.
All praises. Praises to the Father. All right. All right. So we read a lot. I've read a lot. That's been a lot. We've read a lot through this Sabbath. This already is a 2 hours and 3 minutes. So praise to the Father. All right. Final thoughts. As we have read through the destruction of Babylon, the promise of the destruction of Babylon, reminded of the history that befell the Chaldeans and the people of Babylon at the hands of the power of Israel and his tool, the Medo-Persians, and the destruction of all that went forth in that day when he unleashed the Medo-Persians upon the Babylonians, and they destroyed them and took the children of Israel captive in the land of the Chaldeans. We see that our power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, is real and strong and able to tell you what's going to happen before it happens, before it unfolds. He's done so from the beginning and even to this day. We patiently await the restoration of our people and the liberation of our people from the four quarters of the earth, that we return to our homes, to our home in Jerusalem and in Judea and in all the cities of Israel and Yehuda. And we cannot wait till the day comes when we are liberated and put back where we belong. And righteousness once again reigns in the earth, and rulers and Torah is the governing rulership that will go forth. And praises to the Father for all that we've read. And I hope that through the letter of YIRMEYAHU, everybody understands that none of these things, these idols, have any power. So they can't profit you anything. So as entertaining as it was to watch that brother swack that dude with that chair, and even that lady, that chair was just an instrument of destruction. It's not meant to be an idol. So let's not worship the chair. Let's worship Abba Yahuwah for giving that brother the power to do what it was he did. And shame on those police for jacking him up like that, for defending himself. And even that, even with that doggone woman sitting, Slaki, I gotta say this because it was on my ruach. You know, that woman had been in the skirmish with the other women, with the black women, so-called black women previously, and it was done. And she was sitting there, and she probably was thinking in her little white head that, oh, I'm glad it's over. I can relax now. And then all of a sudden, bam! All praises to the Father. But that's all I got. Go ahead,
God, man, very edifying book. Probably more so than any other reading that we've had.
Yeah.
You know, you've said this before. You know, it's a scary thing to fall into the hands of the Most High. You know, this nation had been raised up, you know, to correct Yasharal, and then we read about their correction,
Right.
and we read about the correction of the other people that are in the land. So, the Most High loves to execute judgment. It's best to try to be pleasing in His sight, or feel His wrath. In some time.
Yes, indeed, 100%. That's absolutely on point. So, praises to the Father, Bahashem, His Son, His mighty Son, Yahushua, Yahushua, however you want to pronounce it. And man, we're gonna go ahead and conclude this one. We got a couple more to run. We're gonna take a break. The first thing, and get to it. So, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 12 and verse number 13, led us to the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandment, for His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 12 and verse number 13. It's important to say it 3 times. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. At the end of the day, when all the smoke is cleared and all the dust is settled, we will be judged on whether we feared the Most High and kept His commandments or not. Why? Because this is the entire reason that we were made. I am Yaakazaki Yahu, joined by my most esteemed Akka Kenanaya. We give all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the 4 quarters of the earth. I say Shalom Wabaruki, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant. Until that day, Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom, Mr. Paka.
Hallelujah.